Finally, someone willing to talk dirty to me online. I've been waiting for this all my life. Artist Maggie West said she created Luci to poke fun of stereotypes about millennial sex habits. Luci is an interactive sex robot, which means if you tweet at her or tag her in a pic on Instagram, she will send you a sexy message. She said, quote, "I noticed that millennials were either depicted as Tinder monsters that are constantly using the internet to hook up or not having sex at all because we are so obsessed with pornography." She added, "I thought both of these things were a little ridiculous, so I thought I'd wrap them both up into this satirical story about an alien sex robot." West created Luci in partnership with Lilo, makers of fine sex toys, including the Sona Cruise, a vibrator shaped like a computer mouse that holds at around 3,300 RPM. It's like, who uses mouses anyway? I guess my editor uses a mouse.
Trackpad.
Now, Luci isn't just some cheap, thoughtless sex toy, okay? Luci is an alien sex bot from planet Xeron who's come to Earth to rejuvenate weak millennial sex drives. Through her sultry selfies and hot sex, Luci is seducing Earth's top influencers and re-engaging depleted millennial sex drives. And why only the top influencers? You know, people that aren't influencers deserve love too. I think Luci wants like some Logan Paul action. Some of those influencers have already had a chance to get acquainted with Luci, including Megan Faye, Gabby Dunn, and Cash. I must say I do like Gabby. She's a good one. She's a keeper, Luci. You better treat her well. If you're in New York, you'll have until February 15th to meet Luci, which means you get to spend Valentine's Day with her if you don't actually have a real human to spend Valentine's Day with. Or you can bring your real human there and just not have real human intimacy and just stare at the sex robot. But even if you can't make it in person, you can tweet her from anywhere and get a response. Don't expect anything too graphic from Luci though. The messages she's sent so far are, "Come and play with my wiring," and "Hope you like it rough because I bite." And responses to Luci seem positive so far. Ignorant Savage says, "I follow a sex robot named Luci on Instagram, and to be honest, she's more interesting / accomplished than I am." Regardless of what you think about Luci and this whole experiment, she does make a point about what's happening around the world of sex for the millennials out there. In fact, younger millennials may be having less sex than any other generation in the last 60 years. We're not exactly sure why, but plenty of theories have been put forth, including a culture of overwork, anxiety surrounding consent, and an increase in the use of antidepressants. But just because millennials aren't boning as much as their parents or older millennials, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Personally, I have many theories, and I am an expert, as you all know. One, I do think the younger generation was much more into porn, and understanding how to do that with someone in real life, maybe they don't get it as much, and they kind of have porn on the mind, and it's easier to masturbate than do it with someone else. And they're lazy because of that. And also, I just think the whole selfie culture, social media culture, people are just more focused on themselves and how they relate to others. And so with that, there's less connection and less real connection. And I think because we grew up with a lot of our parents or family friends breaking up and getting divorces, we kind of realize like we're gonna just depend on ourselves and not depend on others. And so we tend to, I guess, steer clear of relationships and even having sex for that matter, and we just rather do it with ourselves. Yay for masturbation. Because with masturbation, we don't have to deal with another human, and you can't get STDs. Now, when I said sex robot, you probably thought this was gonna be a story about a robot you can have sex with. Well, that's not the case, but it is true that sex robots are on the way. And we've reported about this on What's Trending a lot. I don't know why. Last year, Hong Kong designer Ricky Ma developed this actual sex robot named Mark 1, though you'll notice it bears a striking resemblance to Scarlett Johansson. Maybe we'll just stick with the tweeting sexbot for now. So are you gonna connect with Luci on social media, and why do millennials not have sex? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe for more of What's Trending.